the garden today, we're going to discuss the different types of onions. They're one of the easiest crops to grow. There are misunderstandings about the types of onions. These are actually a scallion type and will only be used for stews. They won't become the big slicing type. If I want a slicing onion, I'm going to use the sweet Spanish onions, or there's different types. There's a red Zeppelin, there's a candy which is yellow, but it really needs to describe that it's going to be the slicing type onion. That's these. We also have leeks that are the starts. From what I understand, these get used more in stews, more in a flavoring, not so much as a slicing type. And then there's also the green type, bunching type. Those will be used in salsas or salads. They'll have the very narrow type onion that's great for slicing. There's also chives, which just get used for the tops. Never have I known that the roots get used on that. Most of the times on these other ones you'll go into the roots. But when I need chives, I'll also go for my bunching onion because it makes it really easy. So just how to plant these. If I want to do the scallion type, on the bottom, if ever you wonder on a bulb, the hairy side will be where the roots once were. Pointed side generally is where the top was. And if we have any, there's one that will show me the top there. When I put it in the ground, I want to be able to see the shoulders lightly, the shoulders on those. So those are very easy to plant. You could do a whole row. I don't need a whole row of those. I don't stew that often. These are the slicing types. These are starts, and I can easily break these apart. It's nice in that it's going to be cool and overcast. That will stress a root system to do that. And if it's hot, it can't drink up enough for the evaporation on the top, so never do that in the heat of the day. Do it in the cool of the evening, or if you know it's going to rain. And those two, they don't want to go very deep. I really want to be able to see the shoulders when that matures on. Oftentimes in the garden, when I do mine, they will lay over just like that for a couple days until they find their way, and they'll stand up. But these really don't go very deep either. As they mature, I'll be able to see the shoulder of that onion as it develops. Leeks are just going to be the green stem for the most part. It doesn't matter that I don't see a shoulder or not on those. These were sown very close together, but pretty easy to break up. I will harvest the whole thing when I harvest this. Same deal, just lightly in. You could maybe go a little bit deeper, but onions for the most part don't want to be put deep into the ground. And I can do bunching onions just as easy as this, or bunching onions are very easy to seed. And since you use those so much, it's actually cheaper and more cost efficient to sow those. So if I can flatten my soil, I make a trench only so that I can see what I'm doing, and I'll know where to water and seed. And I can thin these out after they get considerably bigger, but I can just try to sprinkle in that trench. If I feel like I haven't dropped too much in one area, just rough it along. And then I can lightly cover. Seed depth is seed size, so it will only go as deep as the same size as the seed. So I'm just going to nudge those in, and then I could lightly cover that with grass clippings, just a light layer, or leaves, and that'll keep the moisture in, and then I'll see the little needles coming up through of the bunching onions. But that's the different types of onions, very easy to grow. And if I'd like to, because they are prone to getting aphids, and to avoid getting other type of root pests, I can also use mint in the garden with it. This may take off and be menacing, but in the fall you can also dig it up, reduce it to a small size, bring it into the house and use it for teas if you'd like. But this would be something I might put alongside my my onion crop and plant it so that it actually will, maybe not that close, protect it from bugs and other problems.